My dear students, in last session we have derived the expression for electric field intensity at a point on an axial line of electric dipole. Okay? In today's class, we shall derive the expression for electric field intensity on equatorial line of a electric dipole. This point on equatorial line, it is also called side-on position. Okay? That axial line, that point on a axial line, it is called end-on position, and the point on equatorial line, it is also called side-on position. In sometimes they may directly ask to derive the expression on end-on position or side-on position. So these two terms better you remember them. Okay. Then let us consider an electric dipole AB. So let me consider electric dipole AB. Let us place a charge plus Q at A and minus Q at B. Let the dipole length of this position, this dipole as let it be 2A, and let us consider O is the midpoint of dipole AB. Okay, then the equatorial line, it is a line which passes through the midpoint of electric dipole and perpendicular to the dipole axis. Look at this axis, this vertical line, it is passing through the midpoint of electric dipole O and it is also perpendicular to the dipole axis. Okay, we have derived the electric field intensity on a point on this at a point on this line. Okay, so for that let me consider position P here. Randomly I can choose it anywhere on this equatorial line. Let me connect these two positions AP and BP. Okay, let us consider this angle is theta here. Yes, at this point P I will derive the expression for electric field intensity because of this plus Q and minus Q charges. Okay, then look at the geometry here. So this APO, this is right angle triangle. You can clearly see that these two triangles APO and BPO, they are congruent triangles. So by this I can write AP is equal to BP. Okay, and also AP square is equal to BP square. These terms we use in the derivation. And from the right angle triangle APO, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. I can write, and let us consider this point P, it is at the distance of R from a midpoint O. Okay, from that I can write AP square is equal to BP square is equal to, and this distance is A. This is half of the dipole line, and this distance is also A. By using these values, I can write AP square is equal to BP AO square plus OP square, that is equal to A square plus R square. So this term we use in the derivation. Okay, then let us consider electric field intensity at point P. Yes, so wherever we are calculating electric field intensity, at that position I consider a small unit net positive charge. So let it be plus Q naught. Okay, then the electric field intensity at point P, because of this plus Q charge, that I write it as E1. E1 is the electric field intensity at point P because of plus Q charge. And look at the direction here. Why I am showing it in this direction? Because we know the direction of electric field intensity, it is the direction in which test positive charge moves because of source charge. ಇಲ್ಲಿ source charge ಯಾವುದು plus Q, test charge ಯಾವುದು plus Q naught. Both charges are positive and hence there will be repulsive force between both the charges. So this Q naught moves away from this source charge. So that is the direction of electric field intensity E1. Okay. Similarly, let us consider electric field intensity at P because of minus Q charge. So that I write it as E2, and look at the direction of E2. It is from P to B, because when I consider minus Q is the source charge, this test positive charge, it is attracted by minus Q charge. So this test charge moves from P to B because of attraction by minus Q charge. Okay, that is the direction of electric field intensity E2. I hope it is clear. Yes, then let us write the expression for this electric field. I say electric field at P due to plus Q charge, so that I write it as E1 is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by the distance between source charge and test charge, that is AP square. Look at this again. I write the expression E1 is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, the magnitude of source charge, that is Q, divided by AP square, that is the distance between A and P, and it is along AP extended. It is along the direction of AP extended in that direction. Okay. Similarly, the electric field at point P due to minus Q charge, due to the electric field at point P due to minus Q charge, that is nothing but E2, that is given by E2 is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by the distance between source charge and test charge, that is nothing but dP square. Okay, and the direction of this force, it is from P to B, so that I write it as along PB. Okay, let me write this is equation number 1. Let me consider this is equation number 2. So these are the electric field intensities at P because of charge plus Q and minus Q. Okay, and this AP I can write it as root of A square plus R square. Compare these two equations 1 and 2. You can clearly see that the magnitude of E1 is equal to E2 because both the charges are same. Here it is electric dipole, and hence this positive charge and negative charge has equal magnitudes, and also this distance AP square and BP square, they are also same, and hence I can write E1 is equal to E2. So let me write this as P. Okay. Next, from the principle of superposition, total net electric field intensity at P, it is the vector sum of E1 and E2. Okay, so that I write it here, that is the net electric field intensity at P, so that is E net is equal to the vector sum of E1 and E2, and this is equal to, let me write E1 here, so that is 1 divided. So better, so let us solve it by graphical method. So whatever this E1 and E2 are there, those vectors can be resolved along horizontal and vertical forces. Okay, let me draw x-axis here, and this is my y-axis. Okay, so if this angle is theta, this angle is also equal to theta, and if this angle is theta, this is also equal to theta here. Okay, we know the method of resolution of vectors. So in first year we have studied it. Let us consider Cartesian coordinate system. If I have some force F which is inclined with respect to horizontal axis with angle of theta, so this force can be resolved as F cos theta along x axis and F sin theta along y axis. Okay, so these are horizontal and vertical components of this force F. Similarly, any vector which is inclined to horizontal axis with the angle of theta, that can be resolved along horizontal and vertical components. So let us resolve this E1. So the horizontal component of this E1 I write it as E1 cos theta, and the vertical component of this I write it as E1 sin theta. Okay, so this E1 can be resolved along horizontal component as E1 cos theta and vertical component as E1 sin theta. Okay, similarly, this E2 is also making angle of theta with respect to horizontal axis. So this can also be resolved along x axis as E2 cos theta and along y axis as E2 sin theta. Observe here again, this E2 vector, it is making angle theta with respect to x axis. So this can be resolved as E2 cos theta along x axis and E2 sin theta along y axis. Okay, and clearly you can observe here, so this E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta, so they are equal because E1 is equal to E2 and theta is same for both E1 and E2, and they are also acting in opposite directions and collinear, and hence this E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta, they cancel each other. Okay, so we can neglect them. So here the vector sum I can write it as it is equal to the sum of E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta, and we know E1 is equal to E2. When I substitute both the values, I can write it as E net is equal to 2 times of E cos theta. Okay, so that is the resultant of electric field intensity. Then substitute the value of E here, and this resultant electric field intensity, this is along the positive x-axis as shown in the figure. Okay, then let me write it as, substitute the value of E. So this I write it as, the value of E is equal to 2 into 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by AP square or BP square, and we know AP square or BP square, it is equal to A square plus R square. This I can write it as A square plus of R square. Okay, then into cos theta I have here, and from this right angle triangle AOP, so this is point P here. From this AOP, I can write cos theta. Cos theta is, this is angle theta here. So this is angle theta. Cos theta is equal to A divided by root of R square plus A square, that is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. So this I can write it as AO divided by AP. So that is equal to A divided by root of R square plus A square. The same thing I substitute here in cos theta. So I can, this net electric field, I can write it as 2 into, so this 2 I will write it inside, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2q divided by A square plus R square. I substitute the value of cos theta here, that is A divided by root of R square plus A square. Okay, to observe here, so this I can write it as Q into 2A. So what is this Q into 2A? Is it not electric dipole moment? Electric dipole moment, it is the product of any one of the charges and dipole length. Okay, so that I can write it as E net. E net is equal to 1 divided by, and what about the direction of this electric field? See here, net electric field, it is along a positive x-axis. To show that direction, let us consider the electric dipole moment direction. Okay, consider this electric dipole plus q and minus q. We know the direction of electric dipole moment, it is always from a negative charge to positive charge. So here our negative charge is at B, positive charge is at A, and hence the direction of electric dipole moment, it is from B to A. It is nothing but along negative x-axis. Okay, but our electric field intensity, its resultant is along a positive x-axis. So I can say that the net electric field intensity, it is along a negative direction of electric dipole moment. So to indicate that, here I write it as minus of P cap. Minus P cap just indicates this resultant electric field intensity it is in the opposite direction of your electric dipole moment. Here, electric dipole moment is from B to A, but the resultant electric field intensity it is from A to B. So that is the meaning of minus P cap here. Okay. So here, consider this Q into 2A. This I can write it as a P, which is electric dipole moment. That I substitute it here. It is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q into 2A. It is nothing but magnitude of electric dipole moment divided by, here I have r square plus a square. This is root of r square plus a square. I can combine these two. I can write it as r square plus a square whole raised to 3 by 2. This minus I write it here, minus into P cap. So this gives the resultant electric field intensity at P because of electric dipole. Okay. Most of the cases, this dipole length is very small, or sometimes I write it as if R is greater than A, then R square is also much greater than A square. Okay, if R square is much greater than A square, we can write R square plus A square is nearly equal to R square, means you can neglect this A square. Okay, so then I can write it as E net is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. This combine these two terms. This is magnitude of electric dipole moment and this is direction of electric dipole moment. Combining both, I can write it as a vector P divided by. So when I neglect this A square, this becomes R square raised to 3 by 2. These two get cancelled. So I will remain with R cube. Okay. So this is the final expression for electric field intensity at a point on the equatorial line because of electric dipole. Okay, so this is when R is much greater than A. Yes, I hope the derivation is clear. Better you take a screenshot of this. Okay, take the screenshot of this so that you will get complete derivation in one picture. You can practice it yourself. Okay.